evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the English news from Djibouti channels. Let's begin with the titles. Our headlines are on national issues, a ceremony of decoration for the elements of the National Navy of Djibouti. On continental regional news, Kenya strengthens these trade relations with the South Africa. That were our headlines, and now let's get to the details. Today, Saturday, a ceremony was held at the Haji Hassan Guled Military School in Hol Hol, dedicated to the conclusion of important military exercise for the benefit of 105 trainees from the National Army Forces and of various level. The joyful ceremony was chaired by the Minister of Defense in charge of relation with the Parliament, Mr. Hassan Umar Mohammed. Upon his arrival of the delegations led by the Minister of Defense to the military school in Hol Hol, it was warmly received by the Lieutenant Colonel Mohammed Jama Qayyad, commander of the Hassan Gulen Military School. The Minister of Defense in charge of relation with the Parliament, Mr. Hassan Umar Mohammed, was accompanied to participate in this ceremony by the Chief of the General Staff of the Army, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, as well as Colonel Mohammed Jama, and many others officials of the army. Received by a member of government, but also parliamentarians. He visited the different institutions of the school military and received the explanations about their main role in the school to train the young. Subsequently, the Chief of the General of Staff of the Army, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, with the commander of the military school in Hol Hol, reviewed the Army forces stationed in Hol Hol. These training elements consist of all formations of the Army forces and various military groups.
Colonel Mohamed Jama Riyad, chef de corps de l'école militaire présent Gouled. Mes devoirs, monsieur le ministre.
And after that, the Lieutenant Colonel made a short speech where he stressed the importance of this ceremony. He said that today we have gathered here to participate in the closing ceremony of important training provided by the benefit of many young military and 105 five army forces benefit from this exercise in order to enhance their efficiency and the field and military exercise. During the training, the trainees managed to make progress and won the distinction in a well-deserved manner during the course. This dedication, sacrifice, and courage were noted, he said. On the sideline of the ceremony dedicated to the conclusion of the training course, the Minister of Defense in charge of relations with the Parliament laid a wreath at the memorial to the martyrs who sacrificed themselves to defend our country. At the end of the ceremony, all those invited to a group breakfast were organized in honor of the military leadership. The traditional song and dance were also performed during the event. The Minister of Defense in charge of the relations The Minister of Defense in charge of relations with the Parliament, Mr. Hassan Omar Mohammed, accompanied by the Chief of the General Staff of the Army, after he put some flower to the martyrs who sacrificed themselves to defend our country.
ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون اللهم ارحمهم وعافيهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج ونقيهم من الخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس. صدق الله العظيم.
الفاتح.
tahay awoodii lagu aarsanayay moogtahay askariyo ila tahay awoodii lagu aarsanayay moogtahay ila tahay awoodii lagu aarsanayay moogtahay askariyo ila tahay awoodii lagu aarsanayay moogtahay askariyo
After that, the minister, accompanied by the chief of the general staff of the army, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, chaired the birth of Djibouti port, an event dedicated to honoring high-ranking member of the National Naval Force after they acquired the four new naval vessels. The Minister of Defense, Mr. Hassan Omar Mohammed, accompanied by the general, arrived at the ceremony site, he was received by the Colonel Ahmed Tahir, Commander of the National Navy, the Minister of Defense, and the Chief of the General Staff of the forces reviewed the naval force in front of the new ships on the berth of the International Port of Djibouti. Of this occasion is to honor the member of the naval force, especially those who laid the ships from the port of Cape Town in South Africa to Djibouti. At the end of the ceremony, to honor the naval crew of the new ships, made the Chief of the General Staff of the National Army, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, awarded the Djiboutian member of the National Navy. Honored by our naval forces will allow us to maintain maritime security and ensure the security and the safety of the territorial water, combat piracy, and protect the merchant.
حسن حسين بيلي ليثنو سعد سليمان أحمد
The United Nations Population Fund, in cooperation with the Ministry of Women and Family and the Ministry of Health, organized a forum to promote local medical activities related to reproductive health of girls. The forum was attended by the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Robla Abdullah, as well as the Minister of Women and Family, Mrs. Muna Usman, and parliamentarians, including Safia Almi. This forum provided an important. This forum is an important focal to present the activity carried out by a network of civil society associations. The activity of this network, which consists of 8 women, associations aims to promote reproductive health by organizing activities for the benefit of local community in the neighborhood and in other country. An event was held at Fukusawa Middle School in Balbala municipality for the completions of the rehabilitations works for the gymnast and water supply at Fukusawa Middle School. The Japanese ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Otsuka, accompanied by the Secretary General of the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, as well as the Mayor of Balbala, inaugurated the rehabilitated sports hall and water supply facilities at Fukusawa Middle School.
Kuzawa.
In a speech made by the Secretary General of the Ministry of National Education and Training, Vocational Training, Mr. Mohammed Abdullah Mahyoub, he expressed his satisfaction and appreciations and thanked the Japanese embassy for rehabilitations this sports hall in Fukusawa Preparatory School. This noble work, including repairing the school water supply and renovating the school gymnasium, he said. Friday, the 19th of November, the Merjoug district hosted the activities of the first phase of the convey of the Unified Youth Association to educate young people about the importance of the homeland, which was held in the district. During the occasions, the head of the youth associations called on young people to participate in the activity of this awareness, which is run by the association to educate young people about citizenship and the topic that will be addressed. The events were held under the theme of volunteerism, citizenship, national value, and maintaining social cohesion in the country. And now let's move on regional news in Kenya, specifically where the Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta continued his tour to South Africa with a visit to the transit factory in the capital Pretoria. Accompanied by the South African Minister of Public Enterprise, Pravan, he confirmed the strengthening of the trade relations between South Africa and Kenya, which have signed the cooperations agreement in various sectors such as transport, health, and tourism. Here we arrive at the end of this news edition. Thank you for watching us. Goodbye.